The largest U.S. carrier strike group just slid into the Caribbean. Not for a parade, for a test. The question isn't invasion, it's leverage. Today we unpack how the USS Gerald R. Ford turns air power, command and control, and a dozen supporting warships into a pressure campaign, targeting drug routes and key nodes, without putting a single brigade ashore. You'll see the risks: Venezuelan air defenses, Russian kit, and a 1,700-mile coastline that punishes mistakes. Stay to the end for the decision tree U.S. planners are gaming right now, and why a decapitation strike is both tempting and dangerous. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Why the Caribbean over the Pacific? Because leverage beats landings when the target is bigger than Texas and wired to Moscow and Beijing. The map fights you. Dense cities on the coast, jungle and mountains inland, and a long shoreline that lets small boats and militias move at will. A large army, auxiliaries, and loyal police make any footprint ashore a sink for time and blood. Hold ground, and the coastline punishes you. Miss, and nothing changes.
In recent years, Beijing has begun dramatically expanding the two bases to accommodate a growing fleet of vessels and to provide a home for China's new seaborne nuclear deterrent.
From militarized artificial islands to fighter jets and warplanes, tensions are rising in one of the most hotly contested regions on the planet, the South China Sea.
So the aim is pressure without a quagmire. But the defender has teeth: Russian-made air defenses and coastal sensors that cue shooters and spot strike packages early. That network is built to blunt raids and force losses before you get effects. Enter the layered tool. Ford's deck runs surveillance and precision strike, with electronic attack in the mix. Cruisers and destroyers throw air defense umbrellas and carry cruise missiles for inland reach. Submarines lurk for stealth shots and land attack salvos. Logistics ships keep the grid fed so tempo never dips. Tie it together and you get a floating kill chain. Airborne command and control sorts targets, assigns shooters, and closes loops fast. Drug corridors, radar nodes, and police military choke points get tagged and hit without putting infantry at risk. It's a net that tightens, then moves before the other side resets. First 72 hours. Flood the zone with ISR. Jam and hack to mute radar cues. Board or disable trafficking vessels that fund loyal units. Use standoff weapons on command nodes while fighters patrol the edges to swat pop-up threats. Keep cycles short. Force decisions early. This is not Iraq or Afghanistan. No occupation plan. No block-by-block holding. It's coercion by disruption, break command rhythm and cut cash, and you shape choices without planting a flag. Risk still stacks. S-300 class systems create pockets where instant air superiority is a myth. Escalation invites political cover from big patrons. One bad hit, and pressure turns into a brawl. The theater suits the mission. The grid is built. The final lever is the sharpest: decapitation without occupation. But the sharp edge can cut both ways. How do you remove a head without touching the body? That's the decapitation promise, and its trap.
China's heavy presence in the disputed region is putting the U.S. and its allies on notice.
On this hill above a luxury hotel is a surface-to-air missile site, guarding two of China's most important naval facilities, Yulin and Longpo.
It also offers geographical projection for the People's Liberation Army into the South China Sea region. Submarines which can follow down this channel into the really deep parts of the South China Sea, which allow for difficulty in detection.
Decapitation means going straight for the brain stem of a regime. You strike leadership nodes, the comms hubs that stitch orders together, and the elite units that guard both. The aim is speed, hours, not months, so the chain of command seizes up and field units freeze, fracture, or switch sides before they can adapt. But every high-value aim sits under defenses and political tripwires. Hit too soft and nothing breaks, the target hardens and learns. Hit too hard and you light the fuse, insurgency risk rises, patrons step in, and the crisis widens. A likely sequence starts in the ether. Electronic warfare jams radars and links, while cyber pries open doors and seeds confusion. Then come standoff missiles against hardened command bunkers and relay sites. Fighter sweeps cut over comms relays to shut down airborne threats. Special mission aircraft stalk leadership movements, stitching a live map of couriers, signals bursts, and convoy habits so follow-on shots land before relocation. The maritime piece isn't a sideshow. Interdictions and strikes on drug routes cut the cash that pays loyalist units and funds police repression. You don't just take a ship, you take payroll. Money turns into leverage. Planners game 3 branches. Option A, signal and de-escalate, limited strikes, hotlines open, pressure to split the inner circle. Option B, rolling pain, systematic hits on air defense, police HQs, and security media nodes to erode capacity day by day. Option C, the headshot, leadership-focused salvos paired with diplomatic off-ramps to shape the aftermath before chaos arrives. The other side counters by dispersing leaders, throwing decoys, and sprinting to friendly embassies. External patrons can offer asylum that keeps networks alive offshore, ready to re-inject cash and orders. Stack the risks, civil unrest with no stable air, militias splintering, spillover across borders, and a credibility hit if the leader rides it out. That's why this path avoids ground but courts escalation. What would you do? Pressure, rolling pain, or the headshot? Comment your choice below. Ford's edge isn't steel or jets. It's options. A moving pressure grid that tightens or releases without planting a flag. You get presence, reach, and timing on your terms. You shape choices. You don't inherit streets. That's the lesson. Use air power, command nodes, and interdiction to bend a network, not seize a map. You keep tempo, deny cash, and force decisions in hours, not months. If you want the tactical mindset behind these choices, subscribe, and tell me which decision path you'd bet on. Power buys time. Judgment decides outcomes. More on the next move when the first sorties launch.